Hey guys, welcome back to The Process. In today's video, we have another $10 budget challenge where I went on to eBay and I spent $10 on Pokemon cards, and we're going to see how much profit that I made off of this $10 purchase. Going into our first card, we actually have two of these. We have our base set Expedition Haunters. I really like this artwork. It really caught my eye whenever I saw the listing. The seller had this as mint. They said mint about 50 times in the post, saying that this was, minty fresh, fresh pack pulled card, and that, it really caught my eye, and I had to buy it to see just how minty these cards are. Unfortunately, this first Haunter, there's quite a bit of edge wear, as you can see around the entire card. So this is nowhere near that minty condition that they were saying, but I did spend $1 on each one of these Haunters, so a total of $2 for both. And I got the Alakazam that you see from the same seller. So overall, pretty good purchase from this one seller. I spent $6 total just on them. Just looking at that card, it's definitely not mint. But looking at, prices for Haunters from the 2002 Expedition set, raw they go for about $2.95 to $5 or so. So even if I were to sell this in light play condition, I could probably double my money at least. That's after fees and everything like that. The graded value of these is kind of unknown. There's only been a few of these that have ever been graded, 11 total, 10 of them being PSA 10s and 8 of them being PSA 9s. So the market hasn't been set for these, but I realistically think we could get around $30, $40, on a PSA 8 or above Haunter, just because it's such a popular Pokemon. And a lot of people really like Haunter. I personally really like Haunter, and if I wanted this graded, I would easily pay $30 for it. Going into the second one we got from the same seller, this was the second one for $1. This one is in a little bit better condition than the first one. Overall, though, the mint proclamation from the seller is not warranted whatsoever. There is a little bitty black scuff down here in the corner. The back is a lot better than the previous card. There's only a minor little whitening up here in the corner versus the entire card like the last one. So, this one realistically is in near mint condition. And for the $1 spent, it's a good purchase in my opinion, and I would probably get this one graded to resell, and I would realistically expect to get around $30 to $35 if this were to come back in a PSA 8 or above. And with the $10 grading fee, the $1 purchase price, that would be almost tripling our money off of this one, uncommon card from the Expedition set. With how expensive Expedition packs are getting and how hard they are to find, I just see that, these uncommon cards, rare cards, even the commons from the e-reader series are just going to really be, rising in price and, holding their value as time goes along. That's why, in most of my videos, you'll see me picking up, at least one e-reader card for these $10 or $20 budget challenges that I do. From the same seller, I got an Alakazam non-holo rare from the 2002 Expedition base set, same set as the Haunter. I've purchased many of these recently. I just believe that it's way undervalued. I've been getting them for between $2 and $5 when I can, and they're selling for sold listings have been going for $10. So just I could easily double my or triple my money just selling them raw from the $3 to $5 range that I've been getting them at. But the price has been rising consistently over, the last 2 months. These were, $1, and then they were $2, and they were $3, and they just keep going up. They're currently sitting at around $10, and they just keep going up. And I'm going to keep buying them as long as I can get them at such an inexpensive price for sure. This was listed as a mint card. This, the seller said mint. And as you can see, there's whitening up here in the corner. There's quite a bit of whitening all around the corners. I did spend $4 on this card, and for the price, I can't really complain too much. I could resell this easily for, $7 to $8, and I wouldn't even have to try that hard. But whenever they say mint 50 times, at least one of them should be, in really good condition. And overall, the 3 cards I got from this one seller for $6 just weren't in that great a shape, to be honest. But I still really enjoy them, and even if I ended up having to keep these for myself, I'd still be happy. This Alakazam does have a little bit higher graded population than the Haunter, as it is a rare. There's 76 total, there's 25 PSA 10s, and there are 60 PSA 9s of this card. The PSA 10 last sold listings were $199 and $162.50. And this is obviously not going to get a PSA 10. I think if it were to get a PSA 7 or 8, we would be kind of in that ballpark with the minor flaws that it has. I think realistically we could get about $50 for this Alakazam card. The artwork is awesome. It's a really rare set, and just not a lot of these floating around anymore. Going into our next card, we have the Battle Frontier Trainer card from EX Power Keepers. I saw this card listed at $2.25, and I immediately hit the buy button. If you remember Pokemon Emerald on Game Boy Advance, the Battle Frontier was something you unlocked once you beat the Pokemon League, and it was the best part of the game in my opinion by far. Lots of fun, very nostalgic. I don't even care what the card says or anything like that. It's all about the artwork up top here. This was listed in near mint condition, and kind of looking through the top loader, you can see that there's no print lines or anything like that on the hollow foil. Doesn't look like there's any scratching or anything like that either. There's quite a bit of dust on the top of this top loader though. The centering is overall really good, actually. Kind of surprising. The back is in fantastic shape as well. Realistically, this I could see coming back at PSA 9, and if it came back at 10, I wouldn't be surprised. And for $2.25, I'm really happy with this purchase, especially considering the shape that the Alakazam and Haunter came in, being underwhelming for sure. So for $2.25, you can't really beat the price on this. If you were to look for these now, they would be in the $10 to $12 range for the raw cards. They have started to kind of creep up. A lot of the reverse hollow foils have, especially the ones with the stamps on the back, on the side there. I think they're really cool, and I guess a lot of other people think they're really cool, so the price is starting to go up. The Battle Stadium last sold raw copy did go for $12. There's only 3 of these that have ever been graded by PSA. There is 110, 2 9s, and I think I'm going to send this one in just to add it to my personal collection. But if I were to sell it, I could see this coming back, $40 or $50, especially if it were to come back at PSA 9, like I believe it could. If it came back at PSA 10, we would be, in the $100 range, probably fairly easily, and I probably wouldn't even have to work very hard to sell it at that price, just because of the artwork and the nostalgia factor of the Battle Frontier. Even though it is a trainer card, I think this is a very underrated card, and I see it, going much higher in the future for sure. Our last card here is an EX Holon Phantoms Blaziken, and I spent $1 on this card. It was in an auction, and the starting price was $1, and nobody else bid, so I won it for $1. So we had $6 from one seller, $2.25 from the Battle Frontier Trainer, and $1 for this, bringing our total to $9.25 for our $10 budget. So we did stay under budget. Looking at this card, I can't believe I got it for $1. This is in immaculate condition. I don't want to take it out of the top loader, but I also want to, just to be 100% sure on the condition. But just kind of looking past the top loader, you can really tell that there's not any flaws or anything like that, noticeable anyway, to the naked eye on the surface there. It looks really good. EX Holon Phantoms is a really cool set in my opinion, and I'm just really ecstatic. I got this for $1. The bubble mailer that they sent it to me in, if you go to the post office and buy one of these, this costs more than $1, and the shipping had to have cost more than $1 if they sent it in this bubble mailer. So the person who sold me this card definitely lost money, but like I said, I'm super ecstatic. I got such a good deal. The centering on this is not perfect. You can see it's a little bit thicker over here on this side than it's on this side, and the back of this card is actually in pretty good shape as well. The corners are pretty crisp, edges are really crisp as well. There's one tiny little nick right down here in the corner. It's really hard to see, but it is there. I could see this coming back in a PSA 8, and for $1, like I said, this is a great buy. There isn't a lot of these that have ever been graded. There's a total of 8 that have been graded by PSA, and there is 110, 6 9s, and I think a 7. And the last sold of these were all raw form. They go for about $6 to $10 for sold listings, and if you go to look at them now, you're only going to see $25 cards. They're like every single listing that I've seen recently is $25 or more for this card. So I guess the $6 to $10 days may be over, because those were just like a week or two ago. But if this is a really awesome card, and I would honestly probably pick it up for that $25 price tag that some people are asking, if it was in this good of a shape. I could see this coming back, like I said, a PSA 9, and if I did sell it, I would probably ask around $45 for it or so, and I don't think I'd have much of a problem selling it at that, just because it is such a cool card. Blaziken being starter, fire type, it's just a really good purchase in my opinion. Overall value of the cards, if I were to sell them raw, would be around $27 to $35 if you go from low to high, and so for our $10 budget, we could almost triple our money just by selling cards raw. And the graded value on the low end, in my opinion, would be about $140. So for the $9.25 and around $50 in grading fees, we could double our money and have an extra $20 to go get something to eat if we were to sell them on the low end. Overall, I'm super hyped for this $10 budget challenge that I did, and I want to get for sure 3 of these sent in to get graded, and I'll definitely let you guys know how they do. And I want to thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, and if you do enjoy these budget challenge videos that I do, hit that like button, and I'll continue making them. Thanks, have a good night, bye.